Hi, I'm Mr. Bob Harden, government teacher here at Valley High School in West Des Moines, Iowa. Giving a shout out to Tom Hansen, one of our star alums from a few years back, with these students here. And
Channel 1 News starts right now.
Thanks, Mr. Harden. Loved your class. Guys, that was my old government teacher getting the show started. Pretty cool. All right, now let's get to what's making news. And yesterday, it was a big day in Iowa as voters picked who they wanted to represent their party in the upcoming presidential election.
Both sides went into Iowa neck and neck. On the Republican side, while Donald Trump was leading the polls, not enough of his supporters showed up. So Ted Cruz, the senator from Texas, won the most votes.
Tonight is a victory for courageous conservatives across Iowa and all across this great nation.
In a rare result, there wasn't a clear winner. Democratic caucus voters were evenly split between former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders.
We had no political organization, we had no money, we had no name recognition, and we were taking on the most powerful political organization in the United States of America.
I am excited about really getting into the debate with Senator Sanders about the best way forward to fight for us and America.
All right, next up, we head to the country of Myanmar. That's where hundreds of lawmakers were sworn into office yesterday, which is a pretty big deal because it's Myanmar's first freely elected parliament.
Hundreds of lawmakers showed up for their first day on the job yesterday. It marks the start of a new era for Myanmar, the Southeast Asian country formerly known as Burma, which had been under army control for nearly 50 years. Because of its strict military dictatorship, Myanmar had little contact with the rest of the world. Things started to change in 2011, when a new president came into power and the country started to move away from military rule towards democracy. There's still a long road ahead to full democracy, as the military still has a lot of power.
And a Boston school known for being forward-thinking is now at the center of a controversy after students there started a social media campaign calling out racial incidents on campus.
We want you to blow up every single social media you got, Twitter.
Maggie Noel and Kylie Webster Cazo created this YouTube video to draw attention to allegations of racism, which they say have been ignored at their school, Boston Latin. The students say racial tensions in the hallways and online ramped up when Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson did not go to trial in the shooting death of Michael Brown, a black teenager.
I feel really uncomfortable that students who they sit next to in class every single day, who they see in the hallway, whose locker is next to them, said these things and thought these things.
They also claim school officials did not punish those students. Their video went viral and got the support of the Boston mayor.
The experiences that our kids have in our schools shouldn't be racism.
Now investigating, Boston Latin is the oldest public school in the country, considered a top feeder school for Ivy League colleges. 22 years ago, roughly 23% of the student body was black. Today, African American students make up less than 9%. The school's headmaster has laid out a 6-point plan to address the issue, and students from all over Boston are joining the discussion.
All right, coming up, we're breaking down who says what in your favorite Disney movies.
Hey girl, heard you and your boyfriend split.
Hey, I saw you change your status to single.
Go to him, beg him to take you back.
I'm here for you. Us girls have to stick together.
When you post online, it's like opening your front door to, well, everyone. If you need help, call 1-800-448-3000 or visit yourlifeyourvoice.org for safe, private online chat.
Love isn't being jealous or obsessively calling and texting. and it isn't possessive or trying to control what someone does or how they act. For more information, visit loveisrespect.org.
Hi Channel 1, I'm Lily James. And I'm Bella Heathcote. We're in the new movie Pride and Prejudice and Zombies coming out this Friday. So sit tight and stay clear of zombies. And keep watching Channel 1 News.
Pocahontas, The Little Mermaid, and Cinderella. They all dominate the big screen, but you know what, Ariel? It's their male sidekicks that always get the last word.
Yeah, new research shows that female characters often talk less than male characters. Analysts noticed the trend after watching a dozen Disney princess movies. Check it out. Of course, my favorite character, Ariel, loses her voice to an evil sea witch in The Little Mermaid. But according to new research, she isn't the only Disney princess left speechless.
Certainly the thing I was most surprised by was the complete predominance of male roles.
After analyzing every spoken word in the Disney princess movies, linguistics professor Carmen Fott and her team found that there were more male characters than female in 11 out of the 12 films.
Even if the princess is the most empowered, feminist role model you can possibly imagine for a girl, she can't be the shopkeeper, she can't be the person in charge of lighting the candles in the castle.
And it's the guys who do much more of the talking.
It's not right for a woman to read. Soon she starts getting ideas and thinking.
In Beauty and the Beast, male characters spoke 71% of the time. In the magical world of Aladdin, men spoke 90% of the lines.
Look at me from the side. Do I look different to you?
But that wasn't always the case.
I didn't mean to frighten you.
Female characters spoke as much, if not more, than males in Disney's first 3 princess films.
It's midnight.
When they went over from Sleeping Beauty to The Little Mermaid, they added a lot more characters, and almost all the characters they added were male.
Women also hold their own in some of Disney's more recent films.
Mom, you're back!
In the 2012 hit Brave, female characters spoke 74% of the time, more than any other Disney princess film.
Let it go, let it go.
But a year later in Frozen, it was just 41%, even though it's a story about 2 sisters that was written and co-directed by a woman.
Now back up while I deal with this crook here.
So how much of a problem is that?
You need to take that artwork as a whole.
Time contributor Darlene Acuna says it's not only about word count.
We're seeing more women in charge, more women taking chances, more women being active in the roles that they fulfill and in their ambition to get those roles.
But Fott is also looking at what is being said, whether it's commands, apologies, or compliments.
You fight good.
People all over the world, they're watching these movies, they're incredibly popular. What message are they getting?
Listen. Listen.
Researchers found in the last batch of Disney films, for the first time, female characters were valued more for their skills instead of how they look.
Wow, so interesting. Thanks, Ariel. All right, coming up after the break, we head back to Iowa, where politics took the main stage last night.
So, tell me, young man, do you remember what your dad and I taught you about hands-only CPR?
Yes. Kind of.
If you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, the first thing you do is...
Call 911.
And the second thing you do is...
Push hard and fast in the center of the chest at a rate of at least 100 beats per minute.
Who even knows what 100 beats per minute sounds like?
Well, you can tell by the way I use my vocal performance and no time to talk. Music's not women wanting kicks rounds inside the phone. Now it's alright, it's okay. You may love the other way. We can try to understand. Do your stars affect the man? Stay alive.
Well, it's officially election season for the 2016 race to the White House, and last night marked the first battleground in my home state of Iowa. So what do young people in Iowa want in their presidential candidate? Maggie really talked to teens to get their take on what's important.
I'm supporting Donald Trump this year.
Hillary Clinton.
Rand Paul.
I support Ted Cruz.
Bernie Sanders.
Mark Rubio.
Economically, I stand with Republicans, but with social issues, I'm more of a Democrat.
In the halls of Valley High in West Des Moines, students know their politics.
So why do you support Trump?
I think that we just need a really aggressive leader and that he's going to be a really dominant one.
And why are you liking Bernie? He wants to raise the minimum wage and provide a free or a lower tuition college education. And he's providing a strong stance on climate change.
We sat down with seniors on every side of the political spectrum to find out what matters most to young people.
Economic policies, things like college tuition, which has risen so much over the past couple of years.
Job market security, so that even if I have loans when I get out of school, there's going to be a job in that field for me where I can start earning money.
I think homeland security, honestly, is the biggest, like fighting ISIS.
College is a big issue. We're all seniors and we're all very concerned, I suppose, about what's going to happen in our future.
Minimum wage, I work a couple minimum wage jobs and I have to pay for college by myself.
In a recent Gallup poll, 86% of voters said the economy was their top concern. That was followed by the way the government operates in Washington and healthcare. But that was for older voters.
How do older generation voters differ from younger generation voters?
Older people would rather, continue on the path and hope for a gradual change. I think younger people want solutions and want them quickly. In my group of friends, people really want change. They want to switch things up and kind of do things that are sort of dramatic or revolutionary.
And you can definitely tell which candidates are going after the younger vote.
I literally can't go an hour without hearing 3 Bernie Sanders ads.
On YouTube too. Every time I scroll through Twitter, Bernie.
Because candidates know that if they get Iowa, the odds for the 2016 presidency will be ever in their favor.
I think Iowa definitely has a sway on the political atmosphere of the U.S.
The momentum that winning Iowa creates can cause a candidate to be more likely to win.
Maggie Rulli, Channel 1 News.
So where do you guys stand on the important issues? Well, take our quiz to find out who is your best match presidential candidate. It's part of our One Vote coverage over at channel1.com. All right, guys, we're all out of time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Is it February 2nd already?
Oh, I'm a little groundhog, furry and brown. I pop my head out of my hole and look around. If I see my shadow, I'll go back down for 6 more weeks of winter underground.
Taylor and Lana. It's Tuesday, February 2nd, Day B, National Groundhog Day. Good old Punxsutawney Phil, the world's most famous furry forecaster, failed to see his shadow Tuesday morning, meaning spring is right around the corner, or so the folklore says. And now, would you please rise for the pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag. Thank you. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may now be seated. Please listen to our morning announcements.
Today's weather, sunny today with a high of 52 degrees. For lunch, Philly cheesesteaks on a whole wheat roll, onion rings, peas and carrots. For dessert, fresh fruit choice along with your original healthy milk.
Happy birthday to Pedro Raca Martinez, who celebrates his birthday today. Let's hear that birthday song.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Blow your fingers out.
Repeat, the library is closed. Today's Shark announcements.
In Shafer basketball news, the boys' basketball team opened up their season yesterday against Pequessing. The game was back and forth the entire way, but the Sharks were able to pull out a win in the end by a score of 44-42. Leading all smores was Tregan Smith with 17 points. David Sims also added 11, and Justin Johnson had 3 points. The team fought hard for the win and look forward to their upcoming game against Maple Point on Friday. Good win, boys.
To all students, Building Bridges will be here on Wednesday for the 8th grade. Be sure to have paper and pencil with you. 7th grade, you will report to your homerooms.
And now, here's Taylor.
Do you have an overdue book? If so, please return the book as soon as possible. If you have lost the book and do not know where it is, the cost to replace the book is listed on your overdue slip that you received yesterday during homeroom. However, if you return the book this week, there is no late fine to pay.
There will be dance practice on Wednesday until 5. See Miss McKenty with any questions.
Only 2 weeks until the start of Broad Street training. Your paperwork needs to be turned in to Miss Franklin, room 201, before the first practice.
Photography Club will meet today after school in room 205. You will be taking the 410 bus home.
Arctic Club is selling pretzels every Wednesday to raise money for community service. We donate food cards to those organizations in need in the Bensalem community.
Shafer Sharks, have you been following the Sharks Creed by being prepared for classes in homeroom? Are you being highly positive by greeting your teachers and adults in the building? Have you been respectful to peers and adults alike? Be a true Shafer Shark by following the Sharks Creed and being positive, prepared, and respectful.
Well, congratulations to Haley Stokes, who earned 30 Shark certificates to get her Shafer Pride shirt. Congratulations, Haley. Please come get your shirt from the studio after Sunny Side Up is over.
Today's African American history fact and quote. Did you know, on December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on the bus in Montgomery, Alabama, and sparked the American Civil Rights movement in the 20th century.
I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear. Rosa Parks. And that concludes the show for today. Make this day a good one. Keep it classy. Stay beautiful.
Oh, I'm a little groundhog, furry and brown. I pop my head out of my hole and look around. If I don't see my shadow, I'll stay out here and enjoy an early spring this year.